You good? You straight? You sure? You know where you at? Well, if you don't know, let me educate you, man. This is the With It Wire. So before we even get started with today's topics, I need you to do me this favor. I need you to like, comment, and of course, subscribe and hit your notification bell. Matter of fact, once you get done watching this video, share this to somebody you know is not watching the channel that should be watching the channel, because you know and I know at the end of this, I'm going to show you why they got to be locked in just like you are. It's the With It Wire. Why wouldn't you subscribe? And since I'm never going to be someone who's just going to sit here and waste your time, man, let's get started with the first topic of the day. And y'all let me know. I could be a little bit hypersensitive what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's the NFL offseason. It ain't actual football games being played. So I get a little agitated when I hear a consistent theme or when I see people who I know normally have no quotes on ESPN. All of a sudden, they got all the quotes. All of a sudden, they got all the storylines. I don't know if Joe Burrow is in cahoots with ESPN. I don't know if they got their own documentary coming out about the 26 Cincinnati Bengals, but it just seems to me Joe Burrow is doing an excellent job of forcing us to pay attention to the Cincinnati Bengals. I ultimately feel that Joe Burrow is forcing the NFL to put a spotlight on the Cincinnati Bengals in this 2026 season. It wasn't enough that he restructured his deal. It wasn't enough that they traded a top 10 pick for Dexter Lawrence of the New York Giants. He wants us to have the expectation for the Cincinnati Bengals that they should be considered Super Bowl contenders for the 2026 season. Now, I feel like that's a whole lot of fool's gold. I feel like he's talking so much that it becomes fake confidence to me. You reached back into that Baggington of yours, which I ain't even mad because, again, you brought up an historic team, so expecting historic spotlight. You brought up your 2019 LSU Tigers that is arguably one of the greatest collegiate football teams ever put together, and you said your 2026 Bengals is giving you the same type of vibes. Now, vibes is only energy. Vibes is only a feeling you have on the football field, a feeling you have in the locker room, but a vibe nonetheless. But let me remind you how great that 2019 LSU Tigers was. Let's talk about the unprecedented firepower. They averaged almost 50 points a game. So you telling me that the Cincinnati Bengals is about to average 50 points a game, because you said y'all got the same type of vibes. 48.4 points a game to be exact, which ultimately broke the NCAA scoring title by the end of the year. Additionally, Joe Burrow, you know you a Heisman winner. We're not going to take that away from you, but you won by a landslide. It wasn't even close. I don't even know who was second that year, to be honest. That's how far of a gap there was between you and the rest of the field. But then again, additionally, now this is where the comparison can come. You had Jamar Chase in 2019. You got Jamar Chase in 2026. So I get the same vibes because you see the same people. I get that. That makes sense to me. 1,700 yards and 20 touchdowns. Oh, who is his running mate? Justin Jefferson, that alien who, as a second wide receiver, had what? 18 touchdowns and 1,500 yards receiving. Not to mention the fact that y'all never trailed in the fourth quarter. So when you talk about your 26 Cincinnati Bengals and you're comparing them to the 2019 LSU Tigers, I want us to be on the same level, the same platform. I want us to be looking eye to eye when we say you think they them, because I don't see it. But I'm going to let you rock, though. Additionally, what's get lost in the sauce outside of y'all beating 7 top 10 teams throughout the year, and again, like I said, never trailing in the fourth quarter. We never had a situation where we said LSU was in trouble going into the fourth quarter. You also beat a Clemson team that was riding a 29-game win streak. Kudos to you. But did you forget about that defense? Because that defense was also historic, and they don't get enough credit because the offense was so elite and it was so spectacular in 2019. But let's just talk about the notable standouts. You got Grant Dale Pitt, Derek Stingley Jr., Patrick Queen, and Jacob Phillips, who led the SEC in tackles that year. You have a defense that finished the year ranked 32nd nationally in scoring defense. I know that it is the defense is overshadowed by the offense because of the greatness of the offense, but let's not act like you did not have a top-tier defense to coincide with your offensive firepower. So my question is this, Joe Burrow, you think you got that? You think you got that in 2026? Because, yeah, you might score 48, but you're giving up 52. You might score 48, but you're giving up 52. So, honestly, if you asking me, I feel like Joe Burrow's diminishing his collegiate greatness and the collegiate greatness that was at 2019 LSU Tigers to prop up a 2026 Bengals team, even see them play a regular season snap at this point. Can you call these quotes anything more than attention-seeking when he says things like, you go back and watch what I said before the 2019 season at LSU, Burrow said Wednesday. I feel similarly about this team. I'm so excited to get started and get moving. I wish we ramped up this right into training camp so we can continue to improve. I feel like there's much greatness we'll be able to achieve this year, and I'm just excited to get going. Now, everybody know, like, if you believe like I believe, it's never been a lack of talent with the Cincinnati Bengals. It's been a lack of health with the Cincinnati Bengals. Primarily Joe Burrow's health with the Cincinnati Bengals at quarterback, because you've been in the league for 6 years. You've missed significant time in 3 of the 6 seasons that you had. Yeah, one led to a Super Bowl, but right now that seemed like an outlier. Am I lying? Am I lying? You are just an enhancement to what people already do in that organization and already do on that football field. Jamar Chase was him when he was at LSU. Jamar Chase has been him since he was with the Cincinnati Bengals. He's been him even when you were on the sideline with the Cincinnati Bengals. Did you forget he's the reason that Joe Flacco has a job right now? You let me know if I'm lying. So, put things in perspective. Maybe humble yourself up, reel it in a little bit. Just a smidget. That's all I'm saying. Another reason you might feel like it's giving you 2019 vibes. I bet you were skipping class in 2019, weren't you? The same way your head coach, Zach Taylor, let y'all skip the rest of minicamp and said y'all have learned everything he wanted you to learn to this point. So he felt it was best for you to not already have the 6 weeks off leading into training camp. You needed 6 weeks and 3 days. So I guess in other AFC North newswire, an interview with Ben Roethlisberger, James Harrison, and Joe Hayden. It's called the Debo and Joe Show through the nightcap. Go long story short, the take that has gone viral, the take that has been circulating around the NFL, especially in the AFC North, especially amongst Baltimore Ravens community, is that Big Ben said that the Ravens Super Bowl window was closing. And he said he gave an analysis. Now I'm actually going to let you hear him say he gave an analysis, and then I'm going to play his analysis of why he believes what he believes. And y'all let me know what y'all think. It's the With It Wire. Why wouldn't you subscribe?